everyone, welcome back to A Vintage Vanity, and I am really excited to not just be coming back with another video, but the second in the installment of kind of my sewing vlogs, what I've been making lately, and this is everything that I've kind of made since the last video, and I will place a link on the screen to that video so you can see what that was all about. And I didn't get to everything I mentioned in that video, but just about everything, so super excited. One of the reasons is I did end up launching a new skirt for the Atomic Starlet line called the We Evil skirt, and I'm really pleased with how, not just how well it turned out, but how quickly it sold out. So if this skirt really appeals to you, you might want to pay attention to the Atomic Starlet social media, just because I may be getting my hands on a little bit more of the fabric. And if that happens, I will let you guys know. That's why I didn't quite get to everything. But I like to dream big, and then reality comes in, and that's what I actually get done. But I'm pleased with what I got finished, and I cannot wait to show you guys. I'm also going to be going through kind of what I'm planning on making in the next month, and things are going to get a little hectic with what I'm ambitiously trying to sew, because Viva is coming, and I'm trying to sew all my outfits for that. So if you want to see how I plan out my outfits for Viva, let me know in the comment section below, and if you think that's a good idea, I will make that video. Alright, so the first one that I want to talk about is a circle skirt kit that I actually got off of Spoonflower. And basically what it is, and I'll place a picture up on the screen, is that the fabric is printed out in kind of a rounded triangles. And this is the way that skirts fabric used to be produced in the 50s, so that people could just piece together the skirt and make it a circle skirt. Here's the thing. Due to my waist size, the skirt isn't as long as I would like it to be, so it is very, very short for a traditional circle skirt. Does it make it any less cute? No. Not at all. I do still wear my crinoline under it, though I do have to kind of roll it up and tuck it underneath the belt. So you can kind of see it's a little bit on the short side. I'm not entirely 100% pleased with the way this turned out. And the other thing I will say is, if you are going to order from Spoonflower, go with a Kona cotton to print. You're going to have much better staying power on your prints. Now, I am really hard on my skirts because I don't like taking things to the dry cleaner all the time. So I wash my skirts, and sometimes I even dry them. And what you can actually see is that this skirt has had a lot of wear on it. It looks permanently wrinkled, permanently faded, and that happened really quick. And again, that's a lot to do with me, not so much the fabric, because for prints like this, I would highly suggest hang drying it or getting it dry cleaned. The other thing is, I did not have enough fabric to actually make pockets, and of course I'm going to make pockets, so I actually ended up doing a dark blue fabric for the pockets, and I added a buttonhole in the back, and again, I shouldn't have added such a large button on the back. I just love this button so much. I have a pile of vintage buttons, and I thought this was just so incredibly cute. So it had to be the button that I chose, and unfortunately, that's really uncomfortable to sit on. I do enjoy this skirt, and I will wear it quite frequently, probably in the summertime, but more on a casual day. And then the next skirt is my sewing comic strip skirt. I absolutely love this print. It is just amazing. It's completely a vintage 50s looking print. It's all about the love of sewing, and it's Alexander Henry. Let's be honest, I have a huge fabric crush on Alexander Henry. Just absolutely j'adore him. And this is just a traditional box pleat skirt. It doesn't have the fullness of the skirts that I'm used to, and the wind was kind of fighting me on some of these skirts, trying to get video on them, so it's kind of hard to tell, but it doesn't have the fullness, and I did wear it without a crinoline, which I kind of miss the fullness, but it's such a fun skirt to wear. It's got a wider waistband, and I absolutely love the way this skirt turned turned it out. I love how it turned it out. And the other thing I did is, once again, I used vintage buttons on the skirt, and for this I used 2 glass buttons, and I love everything about this. This is my first time actually making a box pleated skirt, and I found it extremely fun to make box pleats. So that was adorable. And then on to dresses. I actually sewed 2 of the Gertie B6453 dresses, which is very, very similar to the Pug Jenny dress. I always actually add probably about a 3-time gather skirt on the dress because I like it to be fuller than the pattern actually calls for. And kitten. And this is actually... I'm sorry, he's so cute. I'm getting distracted. I can't even. He's playing with a piece of cardboard. He's got a million toys, but he plays with cardboard. So this is probably one of the easier patterns that I found to actually sew. They're really quick sews, especially if you have a little bit of sewing background. And if you're a new sewer, I actually think it's a really good first dress pattern. I will probably end up making another one of these before Viva because I absolutely love them. Now, the other thing is I do highly, highly suggest actually doing a mock-up of the top, because you don't want to sew it and then find it doesn't actually fit quite properly. I sometimes get lazy and will rush through my mock-ups, and you can actually tell the one that I rushed through, which was the Route 66 dress. The collar actually gapes just a little bit because I needed to take it in a little bit in the middle. And this is a dress that once it's sewn together, it's really hard to make those adjustments. And honestly, at this point, I'm like, I'd rather just live with it. So there's a little bit of a peep show when I'm Nova. But other than that, this dress fits like a dream, and I love the way it looks. And what's so funny is when I was making this, I didn't have the circles and the sliders to actually do the adjustable straps. So I had an old bra that had broke, and so I basically took the sliders off my old bra to actually put on here. So then, of course, the nerd side took over, and I was super excited about the launch of an expansion to the Harry Potter deck builder game, which included a Luna Lovegood character that, of course, when I went to a convention, I had to make a Ravenclaw dress. The one thing that I did a little bit differently on this dress is I actually used some color blocking and kind of hacked up the pattern to make the blue striping at the top and made the straps blue as well, and did 2 blue stripes at the bottom of the skirt to kind of give that striped effect of the Ravenclaw house. Now, there is traditionally a lot more gray in the Ravenclaw colors, so when I painted the Ravenclaw crest onto it, I tried to incorporate more grays into the crest, as well as this pop of yellow to really, really make that crest stand out. Now, again, I had some issues with my stencils and rushing through this, and the actual wording of Ravenclaw was supposed to be on a light background, but my paint bled so much that I had to well, basically work with what I had. So it's not exactly the 100% the way that I would want it, though I love wearing this dress. It's so much fun. Again, I wash and dry my dresses, and the paint has worn because of that, which, given the aesthetic of this, it actually works really well, but eventually I will have to touch it up. So that's something to keep in mind if you are doing any fabric painting. Again, you're probably going to want to hang dry your dresses. Now, I did do the adjustment on this dress for that bust line, and it actually worked out so much better, and the fit on this dress is sheer perfection. And once again, I did a 3 times gather at the waist to make the skirt a lot more fuller than the pattern actually called for. And the last dress I actually made, I don't actually have video for, so I'll put in a picture. And it's not, sadly, it's not even the best picture either. But I made this in a rush for my holiday Christmas party at work, and it was the B6483. Once again, it is a Gertie design. It's a Mandarin style collar dress. I am in love with this dress, incredibly so. Now, here's the thing. I literally finished this dress hours before the party, and I had originally put a snap in at the neckline to hold it closed. I don't know what I was thinking because it just popped open like anytime I turned my head. So I actually ended up stitching myself into that part of the dress, and I have to go back later to put in a hook and eye. Now the fit through the waist is absolute perfection as well, though using this much gathering at the waistline through my serger, it didn't like it. And it actually created a little bit of waving at the waist, so it's actually not a straight waistline. And I'm not quite sure how I want to deal with that, so I'm not happy with that. I love the detailing on this. I love the piping on the neckline. I love the frog clasp. I actually want to replace these frog clasps with blue ones so they stand out a little bit more. The other thing that I did, because I was rushing through this dress so quickly, I sewed it in I believe about 2 days, is that when I took out the the extra fabric right here, I actually cut away at the armpits. Yeah, and I made them so incredibly tight, which worked for the night, but I kept having to kind of pull it out of the armpit, so I have to actually take off the sleeves, recut the sleeves, and redo the armholes on it, and then I think it's gonna be just fine. I just have to open up those armholes just a skosh. So I am going to do that, and then this will probably actually be one of my Viva dresses as well, because I found the perfect hat to go with it, my dream hat. I'm so excited. And overall, I'm really pleased with how everything turned out, even with the little hiccups here and there. As far as what I am planning on making for the next month, I am going back to the original video, and I am actually right now in the process of making that lemon dress. I'm so excited. I'm using this fabric, which is a Gertie fabric. Okay, so I have a crush on Gertie too. That's okay, who doesn't? And I'm going to be using this yellow as my contrast. And I have my pieces mainly cut out. I am using a Mrs. Depew pattern. I absolutely love her. It's not for beginner sewers, I will say that. Just because most of the patterns don't actually have instructions, because they are based off of vintage patterns and they didn't come with them. So you get very little direction on how to actually assemble a piece, because it's with the understanding that you kind of already know how to do that. The next design that I'm going to be working on this month is actually one that I'm kind of nervous about, because it's actually a design that came from here. I'm not going to be using a pattern. I will probably be using like hacking pattern pieces that I have for other stuff to kind of put this together. But I found this amazing blue shimmery organza at a Joann sale they were having when they were moving stores, so everything was like super cheap, and I got about 6 yards of it. I've had it for, gosh, I don't know, almost a year. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, and then when I was at the store, I found this, and it's a textured polyester blend fabric with silver metallic threads going through it. I love the texture, I love the color, I love everything about this, and immediately when I saw that, I was like, oh, hallelujah, because I've always wanted like my version of a Cinderella dress, and this would be that for me. So yeah, so I'm super excited about this. Cannot wait to get this project started, but super nervous. This one may take me a little bit longer than the month, but I will do kind of a progress. Let's do that. I'm going to do kind of like a progress vlog, kind of just on this dress alone, since it is kind of from scratch. What do you guys think? I feel like I'm throwing a lot of ideas at you. Let me know what you think about them in the comment section below. Now, I'm very excited. I'm also working on a couple custom designs for clients for Atomic Starlet. One is going to be kind of a take on the Grace Kelly dress here, but it's going to be a skirt version of it. So I'm super excited about how that is coming together. And I'm also working on a top secret project for one of my favorite pinups. And she's going to be unveiling this look at Viva. It's so amazing. I'm not even going to tell you what it's about, but I will definitely, after it's unveiled, I will let you guys see it. I'll probably get some video of her in it so you guys can see what it looks like, because it's amazing and it's a skirt I've been wanting to do for a really, really long time, and I couldn't have imagined somebody better to pair up with to come up with this. So I'm super excited about it and I cannot wait to see her in it. So that is it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, but of course the easiest way to let me know that you like this series is just to hit that big old thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. And of course, I would like to thank my Patreons. Without your support, I could not be making series like this. So thank you guys so much for everything that you've done for me. And of course, if you would like to become a Patreon, go ahead and check out the link in the description box below. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.